Hey friends, today I want to talk about, I would say, a very nice and easy way to create a branding and a logo and to get some ideas going. And that's always an issue when you create something. That could be the biggest roadblock along the road. So to just um, yeah, you usually have to collect some money, find someone doing it. You have to do it by yourself. Even to have a starting point, you need to just rely on your skills somehow. And I discovered this very cool website loca.com a couple of months ago, and I created a lot of, I would say, almost 1.5 year. Let's say I discovered that, and I did a lot of logos with that since then. And the way how I use it is I will go into let's say we create a logo quickly here together, so that you can see how I use it, how this could be used. I'm really not an in-depth expert in Loca, so but I experienced a lot, so I can show how I use this tool for creating and generating ideas. Sometimes I tend to just find inspiration and then I go to Photoshop and build it by myself. And sometimes I really just buy it from here. Depending on what you're looking for, you can get a lot of let's say good ideas at the beginning for a very low price. So let's say 60 or 70 euros you get for the logo file, and then you can add some social media kit, website kit, whatsoever. A lot of options. Please check out the website. It's really cool. They grow as they go, so you see a lot of logos here, and you are really able to just create this in no time. And that's what I meant with, you get also a branding kit, so you have all the let's say after you created a logo, you can create additional graphics that you can get with a click. It's a very good starting point for someone who is not familiar with graphics in all sorts of a way. The price is perfect. I would say it's very cheap, and the quality is good in terms of the elements that you get, but the quality is also determined by your ability to just have a feeling or a sense for what you want to do. So I would say let's just jump into creating a logo together. And I prepared two brand ideas actually. Let's say my brand idea would be New Spirit, and but that's not the name. Sorry, you have to enter here the industry. So I would say it's a community, and now you get some suggestions on what kind of a style you really like. Since that is a community, I would say it has something to do with people, and it is also the name is New Spirit, so it's a bit let's say spiritual in a modern way. And now it's up to my taste what I think would be suitable in terms of shape, form, style, feeling, color, whatsoever. It's just a quick early indication. So I would say New Spirit. I don't know if I can see it in that way. Let me just look around. That's kind of modern. That's also interesting. It's just to get a sense of how you initially want the logo to look like, or can imagine that this could look like. And since we have a brand name and we also have a slogan, so that's what I will take into the account of what I will select. Let's say this year could be something, but probably this year also. Here I don't like the slogan font, but this is easy changeable. But the structure could be similar. Like, I'm just looking at the structure. The structure could be, I have a symbol, I have a logo line where the name and the brand name is, and then I have room for a slogan. So I look for something similar to that structure. So I selected now, I would say 3 different kinds. This is not working. That I think I have 3 options right now, so I will continue. Now, new spirit, alles im Einklang, which means everything is in synchronicity. Which color would fit to this kind of thing? Let's go with this. And so now I can enter the company name. So I have to decide, do I want to write it like in captions, so in big letters, or do I want to write it normal, or how am I going to write this? The design process starts right now. This is kind of a mix between English and German, which is not, I would say, the best way to start. The aim for the brand is to just give you a quick and, let's say, direct information about what you can expect behind this name. So you get the feeling what this is about. New spirit. I mean, you can just see that the aim is spirit. So spirit is something that is also in Germany very common word. It's a kind of an international word. It's a Denglish somehow. It was really used in the German language as well, spirit. So that's really a just regular common word that most of the people could understand. New spirit is now getting a bit, you get an idea what this could mean. It's like a new spirit, some kind of a new spirit. So I think that this would work also in Germany in a way, and especially when you just leave the people with this new spirit, so you can give them the feeling that this could work and they could understand. But when you add a slogan, let's say in that case, they get a much broader understanding about the logo and the actual idea behind the brand. So you can work with that. Sometimes I would say the best is when you are able to work without a slogan. So the slogan is not needed, but this logo can be an additional fire at some point. So let's go with that. I decided to just write it in big letters so that we have like a symmetry and we are not creating a kind of imbalance. Let's say when the logo is centered, you will see. That's my decision to do right now. I can do it differently. I can write it in small letters or I can write it regularly. But since that should be seen as the logo everywhere, when I write it at an email or in a text somewhere, I will write it in the same way. So it could be perceived as a logo. So now I go into symbols, community symbols, people. It depends. I would say I'm not happy with the categories. I rather would like to pick, let's say the community logo will look like this. New spirit, what could it be? Since that is a new spirit, so it aims for something spiritual but that is somehow reinvented. We could have a look at what will represent this. It should not be so cheesy or somehow, I don't know. So it's, until now you can see that how many options you really have. This is so, it is so hard to do it by yourself, even when you just start with a blank paper and Photoshop or any other app. You have to start from zero, and it's kind of I would say harder to get to a point where you can really see so many. This is kind of interesting, I don't know why. Okay, I think nothing really kicks me right now. This is somehow a good idea, but it looks cheesy. It looks somehow very, I don't know, too easy to understand. Not too easy to understand, but too simple. Simple, not in a good way. But let's work with what I have right now, because you can just spend more time here and try to find the right thing. And even that, I mean, I just entered different names, and you can really home, what does it mean? Then you can even write your own thing here. Let's say I would try to go for connection, and then you have so many different possibilities. And yeah, when you say connection, this can easily go into a technical direction, but that's not what I want. I don't want to give the impression that it's something technical. It's just a community, so we have to keep it organic in a sense. Anyway, so I think there was something at the beginning. Let me just see if I find it. No, I lost it. Here, I use this one. Okay, now I have two. Let's continue. So now I get some ideas on how this could look like, and I have to so let me just log in. Okay, let's continue. I am logged in now. Okay, now I see some first indications on how this could look like, and there are a lot of good things here. something that I really like is this, and you can really see, you can even load more, and it will generate more and more and more until you are really ready to just work with. And yeah, you see how many different variants you have created in just some minutes, in some seconds actually, and you get a feeling of in which direction you want to go with that. So now it's only up to your taste and the general feeling that you have. So you can really work with that, and you can just play around. You cannot destroy anything. So now I would go with this one here because I like this. Now I go and customize. So now I'm in the world of this here. So I really like this symbol somehow. It's kind of cool. And now you see how this would look like on different devices, on a printed paper. You can see even different use cases, let's say in a signature, as a letter, whatsoever. So you see the colors that I used, you see a preview, how this could look on a paper printed, how this would look in an app, on a website, wherever you need it to see. So that's a very, very great inspiration, how a logo looks. I think this is a pretty nice starting point. So I can go in here and say, yo, I want to download this. Now I have to decide what kind of kit do I want to have. I can select all the different styles here, different elements, but I can also say I want to just go with this. And when I go to the next page, I will ask to pay for whatsoever I need. So basic logo package, low resolution is $20. You can see the packages here. And the last time I used this one here because I needed a high resolution file, because I was not able to just rebuild it because of the font. Sometimes it's hard to just rebuild this logo because yeah, somehow it is not so easy to just find the exact same font. A font is the typography, the type that is used for creating this kind of let's say style here. So that is the variations. You can adjust this now as we go. So you can see on the left side, based on this structure, how this would look like with different styles, with some tiny changes here and there, but we decided to use that. That is just a suggestion. You can also say I want to have a more bold suggestion. So it would look like this. It's more like upfront, more powerful, the font is more bold. It would look like a bit more with stronger symbols. I don't know. It's a bit stronger. You can also say it should be very, let's say what delicate is. Okay, it's more like feminine, more soft, more. It will fit even more to the spirituality aspect, and this is kind of mystic because it's not. Spirit is also something that is sometimes not very present for, let's say, most parts of your life. You just try to figure out what the spirit in yourself is. So it could be interesting to go with that one here as well. It just not has to be like that powerful. You have to just now start to understand what you really want to do, and you can go with different versions of this. This is also very nice somehow because it's so glossy, not glossy, but so it seems to be very high quality in some high-end kind of a way. This here is very interesting. Yeah, also the symbol, I think the symbol is awesome. So that's something that we just found. I would like to go with that symbol because that looks really good. Yeah, I would like to go with that. But I don't like the background color. So now I have a lot of options here what I can do. I can even go to layout, which means the structure would be changed. I can go to palette, which means the color. So now I can just change the color. So you see it looks directly much better, and now I have a lot of options how I can change the color to what I think would fit perfectly. So that's something that is really nice, really nice. I think I will go with this. Somehow it has something. Yeah, you see, I started with a slogan, and now I decided to go without a slogan, to just work only with this logo. I think that's something that always happens. You start with an idea, and you have let go at some point of some ideas, and just go with the flow, go with what there is in front of you, and let this intuition that you have guide you. So, and sometimes you have to make a break. You have to just start with a new project, do something else, and after some days go back to your initial. Let's say you jump into exactly to this point. When you stop for 2 days and come back to this logo, you will see it differently. You will have an initial thought of, oh, the color is not good, or oh, the font is not right, I have to change the font. Oh, I have the logo, the symbol is nice, that's awesome. Oh, the color is really awesome, I have to go with it. Your initial thought is very, very important on that first impression that you get when you go back to this file again. So this technique is also a tool, so you can implement time, do something else, don't think about this, come back to this, and then you have a new first impression, so that you can start with a fresh mind. So sometimes when you work too long at some point, at some file, at some design, at some logo, whatsoever you create, all sorts of creation, you get a bit, let's say, you lose yourself in details and you get lost a bit. So that's a tool to get you back on having a really good decision, or being able to make good decisions. The longer that I look at this, the more I think it's not the right color. So that's something that is just initially coming up. I think I'm more happy with this right now. The more I look at this, the less I like the N. So I have some problems coming up. So I see that there's something, my intuition tells me something is not as I want it to be, but I'm very happy with the symbol. That's something I can say. Also the style of the font, that this is just not showing everything and leaves some room for speculation. That is also that I really like, but I don't know if that's the kind of style. When I say I'm not sure if that's the kind of a style, I can go into the name. Here you can change the name, and here you can see different styles of fonts that you can select. And this is just a suggested font, and we can go to stencil, because that's, I think, that's what it was, to have a kind of different approach towards the options that you might have. You can see here it is somehow similar. That's kind of interesting. Looks interesting somehow. When you click on it, you will change it. I'm a bit afraid to just click on it by just randomly. Let me see what's also there. Very thin. You can see so when you have the basic structure created, you can really go into fine-tuning and you can adjust whatever you want. You can find different versions and variations and really, as I said, use the tool of getting away from the project and coming back so that you can just learn to see with new eyes. So that's very important. As I said, you can do all the things here. You can even say, I want to have a different container with me, which means that the general logo structure, that is, in this case, it is symbol is on the left side, then you have the logo. You can change that you say, I want to have a different approach on this, but it's still, I think it's still, it just changes the container. Okay, so when you go here on layout, then you have different styles like this one here. Now you can see it even with the slogan, which is also kind of interesting. And yeah, you see the really big advantage of this is when you just do this by yourself. So that, let's say you have the idea of this kind of a font, you create it in Photoshop, and then you have the idea of a symbol. You will end up with one version. Maybe you have the ability to create 10 versions or 10 different variants, but to get to your 10 different variants is very, very hard. Let's say it costs a lot of time. It takes ages to just go there, and you really have to reinvent your first initial idea all the time. Otherwise, you would end up in the same concept of a design. So you will end up with one concept idea. So, and that's something, let's say you have the concept that the symbol is on the left side and the font is on the right side. Maybe you change the concept, but it's very hard to just really see different approaches, to really see approaches that are, to your opinion, nonsense and that you never would do. So, but you see them, and then the advantage is you can see hundreds of layouts of designs, and it's really, really helpful to just see this and know that's not working. And sometimes something very magically happens. You can just see things that you have not expected to be cool. So, and because your mind wasn't able to just see it, and now you can make it visible. And let's say you work with a customer and you want to, I don't know, you want to give him a lot of options. You can create so many options here. It's just the way how you handle this. It's all based on this. And you can just, wherever you go here you can change the color, here you can change the general idea, here you can change the background. If you say black is not my style, you can go in here, have different colors. You can even change the color, you can change the name, you can change the slogan, you can change the symbol, you can change the container, you can change all of that one by one. And then you can say, oh, here's my history, I really go back to whatever I did. And when you are ready, you can just say, oh, I buy this. So this is something that you could just buy, download it, and you get the files. Even other elements you can just create with that. Let me just click on here. I don't know how much you will see, but you can decide, is it for Instagram? So you can see there are 36 branded designs. Here you can see all the different possibilities that you have for everything you can create the design. And I think the pricing is amazing for what you can get here. I really love working with Loka because it's really helping me a lot to just do quick, fast, great brandings and get a feeling of what I want. So that's, I think, nowadays one of the best ways to create your own brand. And you need nothing. I mean, the design process is entirely free. You can do it just by doing it to just create a logo and have the visual idea in your mind. And then you can, even then you can say, you can go to a designer and say, please make this logo for me, just rebuild it, do it in the same way. I give you 100 euros or whatsoever, if you want to do it in that way. So even that, you can create the idea for free, and you can download whatever you want. So feel free to ask me more about this, or feel free to just jump into Loka and create your own logo. Play around. You cannot destroy anything. You can just log in with a Google account with your own email address whatsoever. It does not cost you anything. It's, yeah, as I said, one of the best ways how to create a branding. See you.